Welcome back to Sunrise. Now, since attaining self-rule in 1960, Nigeria has made several attempts at enthroning virile democracy, with some of them always ending or almost ending in fiasco. I wonder why they choose that choice of word. But the Fourth Republic, which began on May 29, 1999, seems to have broken that jinx, though political observers have contended that it is not yet Uhuru due to a myriad of paradoxes.
So we're still like this.
As some will say, we need to build a democracy that suits us. You know, what was the democracy?
That is fair,
That is
just.
Okay, all right.
Where everyone is included.
Inclusive democracy.
That's right.
According to the enigmatic wartime Prime Minister of Britain, Winston Churchill, says that democracy is the worst form of government, except for all those other forms that have been tried from time to time. The deduction from this is that democracy remains the best system that guarantees fair representation.
No, it's supposed to.
To guarantee fair representation.
Yes, yes.
No, it guarantees it. Now it's the players now that now, that now
Yes.
the,
How real is that representation?
Thank you. Do they even understand that they're there representing a people? So,
Question mark.
to help us look at this, we have Yonju Likbede, who is a former chairman of a Belkucha South local government area. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And here also is a social commentator, John Oza.
Good morning.
We're still expecting Sidon Adinuba, who's Commissioner for Information, Anambra State, who will be joining us in the course of the conversation. Go back. So let me start with you. I mean, you're a player in that field, former chairman. That means you played the democratic game.
At the grassroots.
At the grassroots. Really?
Oh, yes. It's the most interesting place to start.
Okay, so
And
tell
that's-
us, let's begin with, tell us your experience. I'm sure before we finish, somebody who saw you in office will be commenting.
I
Oh,
need to comment on what he just said. He says it's a fair place to start.
Oh, it is.
But how many Nigerians believe that that's where to start? I come out today, I want to be the governor.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to start with what you said before, whether, first and foremost, the worst democratic government is better than the best military government. Let's put that as a base.
Okay.
Anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Number two, democracy in Nigeria this is the longest that we've had, which means that we're actually ready for democracy. Number two. Number three is all the democratic principles, either federalism or otherwise, are borrowed
Okay.
from countries and nations that have been in
That's
it
it for
have been at
hundreds
it
of
for,
years.
for hundreds of years. They've had their initial problems. They've gone through issues, and now they've become better.
Let me butt in again.
Okay, good.
You said it's foreign.
Yeah,
So we're copying from people.
that's my issue.
Good. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just copy and paste. So why are we having such difficulty copying and pasting?
Because we're copying from people that are totally different from us. That's why I'm here today. The democracy that we need to build must be homegrown. Must take care of tribalism, must take care of religious differences, must take care of the level of illiteracy, must take care of selfish and
Which
corrupt.
leads me to believe that those countries we're copying from do not have these challenges you're
They
talking
do
about.
have racial differences. They've had it over years, and they've been able to manage it, but it still resurfaces.
Okay.
But the difference in our country is the fact that we have several nations put together, forced to live together,
Okay.
all right? And everybody, natural instinct, trying to defend
They're tough.
their own area. And that's where we have all these issues.
Okay.
And until we sit down, number one, to look at, people talk about restructuring. My restructuring is to restructure the kind of democracy that suits Nigeria and Nigerians. Once we look at that very well, we'll be able to move forward.
Okay, we'll come back to your point of view, but let's ask you who's looking at it from the outside. Do you agree with him?
I may want to differ a little bit with Mr. Ripede here. I'm looking at democracy from the point of view of what is democracy? A government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Mm-hmm. I also want to say here that there's nothing in the world that is not borrowed. And that is why, if Nigeria is going to move forward, Nigeria has to be globalized. Democracy started in Greece and was borrowed by Europe, other European countries rather, by America and Africa. But there's a problem with our own kind of democracy here. Because our own kind of democracy here is not fulfilled, is not well practiced. Because if you're going to practice anything that you think you've borrowed, it has to be practiced to the fullest. Entrenched in the lives of the entire Nigerians. What I'm saying in essence is that we have models of governance. And we have models of the economic system in every society.
Okay. We'll take a moment and we'll come back. While you finish your thoughts, you said something about homegrown democracy.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll ask you, is justice and equity home defined, or is it a global definition for justice and equity?
Well,
now, hold on.
Okay.
We'll be back to another discussion. Don't go away.